Hey, Orion Waheb here, recording this video right before Christmas 2022. It's currently December 23rd. I'm home in my childhood home in New Jersey, and I was really inspired to record this video as I've been, reflecting and contemplating on the year that has just passed, and really the depth of the winter season and the holiday season, all the emotions that can come up during that time. So what a perfect time to dive into the Solar Plexus Center of Human Design. And this is the center of emotions, desires, moods, and relational intelligence. And whether you have it defined or open, you experience emotional waves. So I want to talk about the difference between that and how you can really utilize the wisdom of the Solar Plexus Center to help you navigate emotions as they arise. Before we dive in, I just want to remind everyone we are doing a 2-hour human design reading giveaway every 200 subscribers now. We're giving the next one away at 600 and then again at 800. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe to our channel, leave a comment on this video, and the more videos you leave comments on, the more chances you'll have to win. So I hope I get to do a reading with you. I'll talk again about that at the end of the video. For now, let's dive in. So again, the Solar Plexus Center, the center of desires, moods, relational intelligence, and emotions. And the Solar Plexus Center is all about how your emotions move through your body. So the third chakra in the chakra system is the Solar Plexus chakra, and it's located right under the rib cage. So in the human design system, physiologically, it maps to what human design calls two energy centers. On the left, the spleen, and on the right, the solar plexus center. So the solar plexus center energetically and emotionally governs the flow of emotions from your field through your body into the sensations you feel when you feel sadness, anger, joy, etc. So when you understand how to live and work with your solar plexus center, navigating the emotional reality of being a human can become a lot easier. So if you have a defined emotional center, a defined solar plexus, that means that you have a consistent emotional wave. And that's the key word there, consistent. Because if you have an open solar plexus center, you still have an emotional wave. Even though the emotional authority, so those that have a defined solar plexus center, you have an emotional authority. Even if you don't have that emotional authority, you still have emotional waves. So let's dive into that, because I don't think many people talk about this, and it's super important. So the difference, again, being in the word consistent. Consistent versus inconsistent. If you have a defined solar plexus center, then that emotional wave is always going to show up in the same way. It's going to show up consistently. So any decision you have to make in your life, whether small or big, you're going to have a wave. And I like to say the wave lasts from minutes to months. If it's a super tiny decision, it'll even be seconds or microseconds. You might not even notice it happening. If it's a super big decision, probably more like weeks to months. So it's really about, with the defined emotional center, understanding that that wave is something that you can count on because it's defined, it's consistent, it's your authority, it's how you're designed to make decisions. So depending on the gates and channels in your solar plexus center and the channels that define your solar plexus center, you'll experience your wave in a particular way, and always in that way. So you can lean into it, you can get familiar with what it feels like in your body and get used to it, and not get lost in the highs and lows of the wave, and just realize, oh, there's my wave doing its thing. Because a wave will start usually at a really high, and the bigger the decision, the bigger the high, or the bigger the low. So it either start at a high or a low, and then it'll start to oscillate, and that oscillation will get smaller and smaller until it calms down and gets to this clear place where your shoulders kind of drop, and what felt very tumultuous a second ago now feels clear. The decision just feels really clear. And again, if it's defined, you'll experience that wave in a similar way every time, so you can kind of get used to it and count on it. If you have an open solar plexus center, while that isn't your authority, so you'll have a different authority. You'll either have a sacral authority, a splenic authority, an ego authority, a self-projected authority, or a environmental authority, or a lunar authority, if you're a reflector. You still have emotional waves. They're just inconsistent, which is why you can't count on them as a decision-making authority. So depending on where the planets are in the sky, and depending on who you're around and what gates they have defined in their chart, you'll experience emotions in a different way. You're open to all the ways of experiencing emotions, desires, moods, and relationships. You get to sample and see what works and what doesn't, and how you communicate your emotions, express your emotions, feel your emotions, and you get to explore all the ways that your fellow humans on this planet experience their emotions. This gives you the potential to be a really amazing guide in the areas of relationships, emotions, and desires and moods. But you can't count on that emotional authority to always show up in the same way, which is the biggest challenge for people with an open solar plexus center. It's really easy to people please, to avoid conflict, to avoid sharing uncomfortable truths, because since your emotions show up differently every time, there's like a tentativeness of, oh, I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers, because then I'll have to navigate this really uncomfortable emotional experience that I have no idea how it's going to show up. So let me just make sure they're happy and everyone's happy so that I don't have to go through that. That's where people pleasing is born in people with an open solar plexus. And I have an open solar plexus, and I'm definitely a recovering people pleaser, constantly unraveling that more and more and more. And the key is to follow your authority. Whatever your authority is, to let it guide you to the right moment to share uncomfortable truths, to share the challenges that you need to share with someone, to clear things, to set boundaries, to create a closer relationship, and to trust that as long as you're following your authority to the right moment, that you will be able to navigate the emotions however they show up, and so will the other person. So the key here again is, don't make decisions from an emotionally charged place. Don't make decisions from an emotional wave. Same thing for the defined emotional authority. Don't make decisions from an emotional wave. But the difference is with the defined, because it's always consistent, you're letting it do its job. You're letting it gather all that information and come to that clear place where you'll feel this emotional clarity and then can follow your authority and strategy really easily in that direction. In this case, it's going to be gathering information in different ways every time that you can't really count on, but you still want to let that wave calm down, because the open solar plexus center amplifies other people's emotions. It amplifies the experience of emotions. So you still will, it'll be hard to really discern what the emotions are happening in your body from what your authority is trying to tell you. So yes, everyone has emotional waves. The difference is if you have an emotional defined authority, defined solar plexus, they're consistent. If you have it open, they're inconsistent. And this felt like a really, really important thing to dive into today because we're in winter. And if you're watching this in a season other than winter, just earmark this for winter. You know, winter is a time of introspection, reflection. Think of our ancestors who had to prepare so much in order to get through the winter, had to gather tons of things and had to like really, really think and strategize how they're going to navigate the winter to make it through the spring. And we're really blessed. Most of us are really blessed. I can't speak directly for you, but there's still many people that struggle in the winter, but most of us are really blessed with a home and heat and resources. So part of winter is, in the modern day, is an opportunity to be grateful for all that's happened in the last, year, 12 months, all that's happened, all the ways that we've gathered our resources that have allowed us to get through this winter in the way that we're able to get through it. But also, it's really important to honor all the emotions that come up in this time of introspection, this time of death. The earth is letting itself die during this time and to be reborn again in spring in a completely new way. It's creating space on itself by letting the death occur, by letting the leaves fall away, by letting the trees and plants start to die, and things are getting cold and barren. It's creating space for something new. And that's what happens inside you too if you let it in the winter. There's designed to be a little melancholy, a little sadness, perhaps some anger, whatever emotions are coming up, perhaps a lot of joy. This year for me, more joy than usual. The wintertime historically has been a very sad experience. There's been a lot of sad emotions, but lately there's been a lot of joy. Yet I still feel that melancholy, that sadness in moments, the anger in moments, because a part of me I'm letting go. That as I move into 2023 and life is emerging in a new way, I need to show up in a new way. I'm choosing to show up in a new way. So old ways must go. And there's a sadness to that. So allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to notice the meaning that your mind is making out of all of these emotions and bringing your awareness down to be with your heart, to be with your solar plexus, to be with all the sensations of the emotions and the wisdom they have for you, and to help them release, to not buy into the meaning your mind is trying to make out of all of it, to be present with it. That's my wish for you. That's my prayer for you during this holiday season, that there's easeful and peaceful you know, movement of emotion, and hopefully space being created for a truly amazing emergence in the spring into something new, into more of your desires. You know, so I hope you contemplate your solar plexus center coming out of this and honor your emotional waves. Be present with them. Don't try to be up here trying to figure them out. Just let them do their thing. They're really, really smart and intelligent. So just one last reminder about our giveaway. Again, a 2-hour human design reading giveaway we're giving away for free at the 600 subscriber mark. All you got to do is subscribe to our channel, leave a comment on this video, and leave a comment on lots of our videos. The more comments you leave on the more videos, the more chances you get to win. We'll be choosing a random subscriber from those comments. So I hope I get to do a reading with you. I hope you're having a beautiful holiday, a beautiful winter season, or if you're watching this at some other time, a beautiful day. And I hope to talk to you soon on a reading. Have a great day.